If you know all these things already, then this is going to be a really boring video for you, but if you don't, I'm about to blow your mind. Now, I'm on the Apple bandwagon, not because I'm proud of it, but because it's so much easier. I love personalisation, but I also love things to work, and how smooth it is between my watch, my phone and my laptop is very impressive. Life is easy. I like life being easy, and that's the whole point of the technology loyalty. You want things to be easy and consistent. What I don't like is the lack of battery life from them purposely doing it. That is less than ideal. Without further ado, let's go into 10 things that I'm actually impressed my phone can do. Can you imagine the difference between this list and one 10, 20 years ago? My phone is an old camera. Instead of, oh well, mine's 18 megapixels, thanks. Swipe keyboard. Back in my Android days, this was an absolute revelation. I love a swipe keyboard. It feels like I'm faster, even though I probably am not. It's easier for me to use one finger and whack out a message. It's not perfect, nothing is, but you know what? It makes me feel happy, because when I didn't have an Android anymore and they took away the swipe keyboard, I was upset. But they have it on Apple now and I'm just happy. It didn't blow my mind, it's not totally new, but you know what? It tickled that sense of nostalgia, and that's why it's on the list. Something that annoyed me for quite a long time was not just being able to press Control and F and search on my phone, but actually there is a way of doing it. So you pull up on whatever page you are and then you go find on page. That is your search function. It's not easy, it's not like Control and F easy, but it is there and it can save you time if you don't know about it. In a similar vein to find on page, Translate is built into your phone. You select a word or a phrase, wait for the little pop-up to come up, and either it's on the first page or you scroll across one and you should see Translate. Could be easier, but I haven't dug into the issue. Haven't worked out why sometimes it's first section and sometimes it's second section, possibly something to do with my clipboard, but the important thing is that it's there. Possibly the most banal thing on this list, I like that there's a camera shortcut on the lock screen. It doesn't have to be there, but it is, and that's why I like it. Next up, we're into possible mind-blowing territory. Did you know that there's a button you can screen record your phone? Built in! Once upon a time, we had to download dodgy software or use another phone to film your phone screen, but no, it's built in. It's amazing. I'm getting a bit teary, it's just so convenient. I don't use it all the time, but when I need it, it's there. Didn't ask for it, didn't assume it would be a thing, but it's a thing. Right next to your screen record button, there is a built-in music recognition service. Apple partnered with Shazam to provide this, and it's a little bit hit and miss. It works best when you're out and about, but it's not massively noisy and there's a song playing in the background. What I would like for it to do is record the soundbite that you're listening to. What happens more often than not is you get to the end of the song and Shazam goes, you know what, I've no idea, and you've lost it. And I'm not just ribbing on Apple and Shazam, because I've tried Google and that hasn't worked particularly well either. The most frustrating thing is if it's a song that you know but can't quite remember the name of, and it's a slightly different version of it, because then you go, if only I could be told what the original song was, but it just doesn't seem to be able to recognise the musical patterns. I'm really moaning about this. I think it's a really good feature, I just wish it worked. Something that might be a bit underrated, I really appreciate how my phone suggests things for me. A fair chunk of time it doesn't quite hit the mark, but first thing in the morning I wake up and my Bluetooth weighing scale app is right there. I don't even have to search for it. It knows that I wake up and I weigh myself. That's just convenient. I didn't ask for it, but it's convenient. Another slightly left field one. I was talking to my friend and I realised she didn't have any folders on her home screen. It blew my mind, she just had the old widget. This was a few years ago and I was probably a few years behind then. But because of the way that Apple set up their libraries now, you don't have to have an app on the home screen to have it on your phone. And like any true scientist, I tried it out and actually it really works for me. It makes me feel a lot less cluttered, though I do lose track of the apps I've got on my phone. It's weird as well how much it blew my mind. It was just a totally different way of thinking about the structure of your phone. We're on to our penultimate point, and if you aren't aware of this already, this is actually amazing. It's really recent and I'm going to wax lyrical about it because in other areas of tech, you can't get it for love nor money. Well, you can probably get it for money, but it's not amazing. You may have noticed accidentally holding your finger on a piece of text in a photo that you've taken. It now highlights it. That is called optical character recognition, or OCR. As somebody who spent over a decade working in office, that's a massive leap forward. When I saw that on my phone, I was so nerdily excited, and that's because I've been involved in projects trying to get it set up in a business. And it's just on your phone. If you're not using this already, aside from just being able to copy and paste bits off a piece of paper that you've taken a picture of, you can also use it in your search function. It is so powerful because it reduces boring paperwork and manual mistakes. The final thing that I'm really impressed that my phone can do is something I've stumbled across really recently. Shortcuts came out a while ago and I tried to do the odd one, but I just never used them. A few months ago I started manually switching my phone to low power mode to get the most out of the battery in a day. Now, low power mode automatically turns off when you charge your phone and it hits 80%. So I was having to manually go in every day and just switch it to low power mode, and having to remember that as well. Natural next steps, I googled, is there a way to always have your phone on low power mode? And there's not a setting for it, but you can set up a shortcut. And that shortcut effectively is, when low power mode is turned off, turn it on. There's all sorts of theories around charging and whether low power mode does or doesn't help your battery life, but I find it does get me more out of my phone in a day. And it's just a simple shortcut set up on Apple's own app. That's all it takes to get more battery out of a brand that is notorious for poor battery life. I'm relatively new to phone shortcuts. I can see the power in them, but I'd love to know which ones you find most helpful. That wraps up the top 10 things I'm impressed my phone can do. Maybe I'm easily pleased, but you know what? Convenience is king. See you next week. When I first came across OCR on my phone, I happened to be working on a business project to get it set up to read invoices, and it was a bit hit and miss. That's so frustrating because it was working so well on the phone, but the biggest impact would have been saving hours and hours of reading numbers on invoices. It's so rare that a personal product gets that before a business, so appreciate what you've got.